Hello and welcome back. Today I have a fun and playful, spooky scrapbook layout that features an embedded title idea. We're going to be using the Spooky Sweet Sweet collection, which is a brand new collection that dropped yesterday in our online exclusives. It has some fun cellophane treat bags, some cute Petunia Pop ribbon, and some fun foam stars that are in black and Petunia Pop. It includes the spooky Halloween Stampin' die set that has a couple little spooky characters, a haunted house, a tab, a broom, a pumpkin, some background stamps, and some real cute title opportunities. There are two full 12 by 12 ephemera punch-out sheets. Now, this is super cool because the characters are facing both the left and both the right in some of the icons, and there are lots of icons because of course you might be wanting to use this collection to make all of your little treats, right? So you need lots of extra icons. I love the spooky tree in this set. It includes some cut apart sheets that you could use as background overlays, or you could cut those apart for different things. And then some distressed backgrounds, some candy, some little haunted spooky houses or spooky houses in the neighborhood. It has some neutral tones, so it's incorporating some gray and some orange. There's also another set of cut apart sheets that could make some treat toppers. You could cut those out separately and make banners or different icons out of those, or you can cut those out as a double, fold or score them over the treat bag. It has some cute little characters. I particularly love this cute little piggy up here. So we're going to be using this to focus on using some alpha dies. I've been on a mission to use alpha dies for a variety of titles, but first I wanted to show you how some of those little icons die cut out. You can actually even add some embossing onto the haunted house. This is a cute little tab that when you fold it over, it creates the little bat, and you can even fold in the bat wings and give that a little bit of texture. That was kind of a playful and fun element. You have some stamped die cut pieces here that you can add markering to, and then there's some fun titles. But like I said, I've been on a mission to use our new party alpha dies in a variety of titles. So here's a couple layouts with different title options or title ideas. I have used those as backgrounds, the alpha background on the school layout, and some fun embedded tag title ideas. So tonight I actually wanted to keep going on that theme of trying to find some title opportunities or ways to use those alpha dies in titles that are fun. So I decided to use a grid style, but at this point in the video, I haven't decided if I'm going to do two grids, one on each side, or if I'm just going to do the left side, and I'm trying to think of short little titles that would be cute. And I first come up with Boo to You, and I decide I actually want more photo opportunities on the right, so I end up getting rid of the To You, but I've created a grid on the Cricut, and I'll link that hashtag M number in the description for you if you just click that more button. And I've decided to do 3x3 pattern papers and cardstock papers, and I'll put those behind the grid, and we're going to use the negative piece or the negative space behind the alpha die. So I have a 12x12 Petunia Pop in the background. But then I decide that I really think it needs to pop, the Petunia Pop needs to pop against black. So I go with 12x12 black background, and then I have a 9 1/4 by 9 1/4 willow white, and then that Petunia Pop, I wanted a little extra on the edge, so I went with a 10 1/2 by 10 1/2 on that. And then the grid itself is 9 by 9, and I did create that grid on the Cricut. And then I decide that the 3x3 squares are great on the left, but maybe I want to do a little something different over on the right with the companion page. So I go with 3x4 pattern papers, and then I'm going to add the photo opportunities on the top. So I'm going to do 2 3x3s, 3 3x4s, and I have a 1/4 inch photo mat, a black photo mat on those. So what I've done is I've cut out the alpha dies, the BOO alpha dies on the orange pattern there. And I'm going to back those orange pattern paper pieces with a piece of window sheet. So I've put the window sheet on the back of those, and then I'm going to put the interior piece of those letters back on top of the window sheet. So then we can build the shaker element on the underside. So sometimes you can build shaker elements on top, but sometimes you can embed them underneath. And I wanted to embed these underneath. So then I'm going to take foam tape, and I'm actually just going to go all the way around the letter. So the trick with the shaker elements is to make sure the foam doesn't show through the front side of the acetate window, but also make sure that the shape in the background is completely enclosed, so none of the little loose sequins or shaker elements on the back side leak through. So I'm actually on the back side of the grid, and I'm going to add liquid glue to the back side of the grid and put the letter on upside down, of course, so that when I flip it over, it's right side up. So I'm just going to go through each square, and I'm going to add each square to the grid. The 3 letters that are going to have the shaker element behind them, I've just repeated my performance on each one of those by adding that foam tape around. And then when I flip that shaker element over, it's going to fit perfectly. I just flipped it over to double check that none of my letters were upside down. Sometimes when you're working upside down, you can do that, right? Now I'm going to add some of our loose shaker sequins. I love them. They're iridescent. They have some little purpley elements in it that are going to go with this bright new Halloween collection. So I don't know how many of you stayed up for our online exclusives drop, but it was super fun. So I sped that up just a little bit because I was picking up little shaker elements and getting those back into the right section. So those little shaker elements can kind of fly off all over the place, but now I'm going to strategically take off all of that protective coating or that little plastic piece or sheet, I can't think of what it's called, that's on the top of the adhesive there, the foam adhesive, and I'm going to actually put white 3x3 pieces behind it. That's going to make it easier for me to flip those shaker elements over. Now I could have built these shaker elements on the background, but I just found it easier to build each shaker element by itself, back that with white, and then I'm going to have to add foam tape to even that out, right? Because those 3 shaker elements are going to be raised up, and then I'll have to add foam tape to even that out. And then when I flip that back over on the background, it's going to be perfect because the top of the layout is actually going to look super smooth. And it's just going to seem like it's flush, but then it will shake and it will have that shaker element in it. So now let me just add the layers, and really that's the heavy lifting of the entire layout. It's a very, very basic and simple layout, and it's very pattern oriented. And all we have left to do once we get the shaker elements together and the background together is to just add our decorative elements. So now we can see that those iridescent shapes or iridescent loose sequins are going to shake in the background, and it's going to be so fun. I think my grandkids are going to love that, and I will likely have pictures of them from Halloween. Of course, it does feel a little bit weird to be doing Halloween in July, but I noticed because last July I was a brand new demonstrator. I had only been a demonstrator for 2 months or a little yeah, about right around 2 months. And they did a Halloween drop in July as well. So I do love that they give us these bits and pieces for the fall, a little bit of those at a time early so that we can have time to play around with those and get those ready. So these will be ready for my Halloween ghosts and goblins this year. So I've just arranged those photos across from the middle row to make those a little bit even. Not the photos, the pattern paper pieces. And then I've arranged the photos on the top and the bottom. So now I'm going to grab all those little bits that I created and that I punched out of the punch out ephemera. And I had those sorted in my junk gypsy tray. And I'm just going to grab some of those out. And all that we really have left here is to embellish with a lot of those little pieces. And I love this spooky tree. And I particularly love that we get 4 of those. So I will be able to use this spooky tree in a variety of layouts because, of course, this will be a 12-page workshop when all is said and done. So I'm just loving how easy those punch out pieces are to just add to pages. So I'm adding some punch out pieces. I'm adding some photo mats where my photos are going to go. So I have a little bit of non-traditional sizes over on the left-hand grid, and they are 2.5-inch photos. And like I said before, over on the right, we have 3 vertical 3x4s and 2 3x3s. So that should give us lots of photo opportunities for all of our little ghosts and goblins. But if it doesn't, and you find out that you need even more, the traditional sizes over on the right will allow for flip flaps. So you could add flip flaps to all 5 photos over on the right. And that will look really great as well if you need more photo opportunities. So now I'm just adding that little fence. So I did emboss the house to see how that would work. And I embossed that with the distressed brick embossing folder. I think it's called 3D brick embossing folder. And it added a little spooky texture to that. And I love the little die fence sticking out of there and the little bat. I think I'll add up on the top of that, and this cute little hippo and the little bird. They're just really cute little characters. I added the witch's broom to the tree. I'll add the crow. I think I'll add the potion behind the cauldron and add a couple of those little bats that allow you to sort of bend the wings if you just want to put adhesive in the center of those. We have to have a little candy corn for Halloween, right? So I am loving the bright colors in this. They're so playful and fun. I love that you have some sort of spooky icons and some sort of cute sweet icons, and that it can lend itself to either your little spooks or your little princesses and some of your cute little characters. So now we're going to take full advantage of the stamps in this set, and I'm going to stamp this little element here, some little wordy bits over on the right in black. Add a little bit of I think it is not lemon lime twist, but Granny Apple Green with a blending tool, and then add some of those little foofy stamps there in Petunia Pop. And then I'm loving these stars. They are not hard like our normal little sequins are. They actually are foam, and they have glitter on them, and there's black Petunia Pop and white. How simple was that? The heavy lifting was making those little embedded shakers, but I love that we have yet another idea for our Party Alpha dies. I've been on a mission the last several weeks to find lots of ideas for those party dies, and I love the embedded shaker element in the Spooky Sweet collection. You can check out the Spooky Sweet collection online. Everything dropped yesterday, and all kinds of other fun new items. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll hit like, subscribe, the notifications bell, and come back soon for more right here on Snips by Kelly. See you soon now. Bye-bye.